step 3 of the Power Up drill, find opportunities. Now here's the writing part of the workshop. And you will find a worksheet like this on page 28 of the book, or you can write it on your notepad, your digital notepad if you have it ready. Find opportunities to speak. Now here's the key. The reason why we want to find opportunities is because when we commit to those opportunities, when we understand them, those interactions also improve our confidence. Studies have actually found that your confidence improves when you interact, whether at work or with social situations. Now, interacting might feel scary, right? I'm going to speak up in a meeting. I'm going to talk to a barista in a cafe. But if you want to feel that confidence, if you want to build on the prior 2 drills, you got to do something that's a little scary. I asked some of you to unmute and volunteer, and you did. And look at the positive feedback some of you got when you entered in your information. You shared your questions at the beginning of this. Tara's demonstrated one of the drills. It doesn't feel so bad. So let's find opportunities to interact. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Think of what's happening in the next 24 hours. Whatever time it is for you now today, look ahead 24 hours. What calls do you have coming up? Maybe it's with a colleague or a team member. Maybe you have an interview. They could be work and non-work related events. Maybe, like I mentioned, you're talking to a barista or you have to take a lift across town. Write down brief descriptors of what those interactions might be. A webinar, things of that nature. Everybody start writing. I will give you 1 minute or maybe a couple of seconds, yeah. Okay. How many opportunities were you able to fill out? All 3? Maybe you have a few more. Everybody shout out a number for me, please.
3.
5.
3.
5 and 3. Wow. Was it surprising to come up with 5?
Yes.
Okay. Who would like to share their list of 3? Joy, Julia? Oh, great, Joy.
I don't mind going. I have a couple of events that are coming up over the next couple of days, like work events, but also touch on like some of the work I do in my personal life. But my first opportunity is at the opening dinner I'm attending tomorrow. I'm just pushing myself out of my natural comfort zone and being able to engage with new people and, make those connections, truly embrace the networking opportunities.
So you have a dinner. Yeah. What else?
On Saturday, I'm part of a judging panel with some, I guess, like big folks. And so I guess like my opportunity there is to not shy away from my feedback as that I'm providing as a judge, not to shrink myself, but to speak with confidence and ownership. And then the final opportunity is just to go to the opening breakfast. Like it's a networking situation that I typically avoid because of that speaking element and just attend and, embrace it.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Anybody else want to share their list? We're going to drill into these. Could be work or non-work related. Joy shared all
I'm happy to do so. If there is no one, I don't see if there is anyone raising their hands. So
go right ahead.
Okay, great. I mean, for me, it was 24 hours. I wasn't sure if it was in the past or in the future, near future. So it's a bit of a mix. The first opportunity for me is almost every morning taking an Uber. It's a new driver, so I need to go to work. So this is super random. I never know if that person will speak a lot or not. Second opportunity is having calls with external partners and sometimes very high level, and I never know if I'm the only one representing the team or not.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it will depend on my role.
Yes.
Um, to echo what was just shared, I'm also having a networking event tomorrow with also high-level partners. So I'm always a bit scared about those type of events, but I'm also very excited to engage conversation. Never know who's joining. And actually, it's four. I don't know why I said three, but it's four. I go to Pilates classes, and there's always new members, so I just never know who's there. So it's also an opportunity for me.
Fantastic. I loved how you said I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Right there, that shift, that shift. Use that energy, right? Use that energy to motivate. This is terrific. Anybody else want to add? I love these lists. We have quite a list. There's a crossover, a couple of networking events. Anybody see some things on their list that was already Joy and Victoria shared, at least some similarities? Some calls with friends, you take an Uber. Yeah? Yeah, I see some head nods. Okay. So let's take this. We now have the events that are going to happen in the next 24 hours. So even if they've happened in the past, it's okay. It might be a reoccurring thing, like I think Victoria, you shared that you take an Uber every day. Great. So here's the thing. Look at that list. Look at that list and think of how can I start that conversation, right? What can I say to an Uber driver? Maybe, how's traffic in town today? Or when you go into a networking event, you walk in and you say, where are you traveling in from? Use an icebreaker to introduce and turn that speaking opportunity into a conversation. Maybe even if you're going to a dinner, like Joy said, maybe it's a new restaurant. You can ask if the people have attended that restaurant before. Or, I've never been here. One of my favorite restaurants in town is sharing a little bit of information about yourself. Or maybe even before the panel of judging people that Joy talked about, or even in a networking event, you can use the same idea to say, hey, I just discovered this new organizer app that I'm working on, or something that is related to the conversation at hand. Maybe it's a trade article or something that happened in the industry that everybody there might find interesting. These are great ways to open a dialogue and get to know people. Where are they coming in from? Who perhaps brought them to that event? Do you know Victoria? She invited me here today. So, Joy, let's go back to you. For the networking event that you're going to do, shout out an icebreaker idea that comes to mind that you might start the conversation with somebody.
It's on behalf of the foundation. So I guess what is their connection to the foundation, or how do they get involved?
What's their connection, how they got involved. So now you have a specific event coming up, and I think maybe yours was a few days out, which is fine, but you now know you can walk in with a prepared question. That'll give you some confidence. This is about all the work you need to do. It'll start a conversation. When that person answers, just like you're with friends, you engage in conversation. Victoria, what's something you would share with the Uber driver?
I mean, we are in a new month, so maybe something positive. Happy new month, and how was your day?
Simple like that. Simple. Simple like that. You've now committed to something And doing this every day, this is the next drill, the third drill, to find those opportunities. What's going to happen in 24 hours? Maybe it's 2 days out, but try to keep it as close as possible. It could be something as small as an Uber driver, having that conversation. Then you know you're going to go out there and you're going to practice speaking. Like I said in the beginning, it might feel weird, just like the tongue twisters, but the more you do this, the more familiar it becomes, the more questions you can come up with, the more conversation starters you have. Taurus, you're shaking your head. Yes, what's...
Yeah, on my mind, I'm going to talk to my wife's brother. I didn't talk to him like for a year, and he just had a birthday. So, and he's in Canada, and I'm gonna call him. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna speak with him about, because I don't know anything, what's happening in his life. So I think I would start how he celebrated his birthday at first. Maybe he will share some excitements that he has.
That's fantastic. You're already putting forth, I don't know him, what could I ask? First, wish a happy birthday. Maybe ask, say, I know nothing about you. Let's get to know one another. Or, Taurus, you could even share something about yourself. Did you know this is what, my favorite hobby? Or open up the dialogue about, it's your birthday. Do you prefer chocolate cake or vanilla cake? Or maybe not a cake at all. It's these simple things that get a conversation going, that take out that anxiety. What am I going to say? How am I going to say it? And already you're starting to feel, wow. And you mentioned, I'm excited about just having this conversation, learning something new. By setting these speaking opportunities in advance, you're prepared. You've done your tongue twisters, you're feeling a little more relaxed. You have that throne, I've got this. And now you actually have a commitment to say something. And this is your little sort of challenge to yourself. And I'm not asking you to go every day and have 3 conversations. Start with 1. And the most important thing, see the reaction of the other people. See how they respond to you. That's the energy and the motivation that's going to move you forward, to realize what you have to say is valuable and somebody wants to know. Great news, the conversation continues. When you subscribe, like, and ring the bell, you'll know when a new episode has released. As always, speak remarkably.